Welcome to SwillinGrog's wonderful world of beer. Well, it's a hot Thursday night here in Australia and I'm ready to crack open a beer. This time I have a Rolling Rock, extra pale, 4.5% alcohol by volume, brewed and bottled by the Latrobe Brewing Co of St. Louis, Missouri, who are now of course owned by AB Inbev. Now, this is a beer I have tried before, although it's been about 8 or 9 years since I last took a sip. Now, I think when I first tried this, I was up on holidays at the Sunshine Coast, and I think it was also the first time I tried Samuel Adams Boston Lager, as a matter of fact. Now, that's still around these days. It's widely available in Australia, but this is almost impossible to find. I actually remember that Dan Murphy's used to even carry this, in fact. I don't know what happened, but yeah, it's a shame, because I recall it being okay, but then again, I've tried a lot of beer since then, so I'm most interested to see how it actually stacks up. So as you can see, it comes in a green 355ml or 12 fluid ounce bottle. I'm not too fond of the green bottles, as you know, but it's got a pretty cool label, I must say. It does look good. And a twist-off cap. Anyway, I've babbled enough about this. It's high time that I cracked it open. Ooh, gee whiz. Gonna have to use the shirt here. Alright, the hands are too greasy from toasted cheese sandwiches. Alright, so I've cracked it open. Now I'm going to pour it out into what was a nicely chilled beer glass. Okay, so giving it a nice pour. Not getting a lot of head, so let's get aggressive like Jess does. Alright, that's better. Alright, got to get a lot of head for the camera. Okay. Alright, so let's make an assessment of the appearance. Okay, well, the appearance is a very pale, yellow golden colour, almost the same colour as Budweiser, in fact. It's got, a moderate amount of carbonation there. It had a head that was a little more than 2 fingers actually when I poured it, but look how quickly that has dissipated. That is just fizzling away. There's less than a finger there now, sadly. Anyway, let's move on to the aroma. I'm not getting a lot here, but I'm not detecting anything unpleasant. I'm getting a very faint smell of grains and a little bit of corn there too. Smells a little bit like creamed corn, actually, which is kind of strange. Definitely no hop presence. Anyway, look at that. That head's just about gone completely. There's a really fine ring there now. Anyway, so we've talked about the appearance and we've talked about the aroma. Let's move on to the most important part of the review, the taste test. So cheers to you all. Alright, well, not really getting any kind of a hot bite. It's very crisp and clean. Up front, I'm getting some, nice sweet malts. Again, I'm kind of detecting that corn adjunct there. But it's very pleasant tasting, although, its taste is quite mild. It almost tastes like a light beer, actually. Very kind of mild taste, and it's, as you would expect, it's very light-bodied as well, and a little watery, I'm sad to say, but it's all right. I mean, it's certainly one that's going to hit the spot on a hot night like tonight for somebody like me. All right, well, I think I do need to have another gulp. it's certainly holding that taste profile. You know, it's definitely crisp and clean and has, you know, a nice, you know, drying sort of finish. It's certainly one that's going to be, you know, very drinkable and you know, very sessionable without a doubt, you know, being, you know, 4.5% ABV. If this was widely available in Australia and reasonably priced, I'd probably pick it up from time to time. It's not too bad. You know, certainly one that would be a huge hit at a party or a barbecue. Yeah, I got to say that it kind of even has its own kind of distinctive sort of flavour to it as well. I mean, although, yeah, it's really not a flavourful beer, but you know, I think you could probably distinguish this from, you know, a lot of other beers, you know, in a blind taste test. But I kind of like it. I, you know, don't think it's, you know, anything mind-blowing, but it's decent. It's certainly worth checking out, you know, if you like your crisp, refreshing lagers. Alright, so I think it's time for me to wrap this up. I think I've babbled on enough. Time for one last gulp, and then I'll give it a score out of 10. Alright, well, it's certainly hitting the spot, but let's not forget it's my first beer of the night. So, yeah, like I said, I mean, there's nothing offensive about the taste, although, you know, it's not, you know, all that flavourful, and it is a little bit watery, but, you know, drink it ice cold, you know, you got to knock it back pretty quickly and enjoy it. So, what would I give it in terms of a score out of 10? Well, I'd probably be happy to give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's a pretty decent lager. Alright, well, that does bring us to the end of yet another SwillinGrog beer review. So, thanks for joining me, and if you ever do see this one, yeah, check it out. Alright, so, yeah, that's it. So, until next time, fare thee well, or